Hello from Scotland, from Troon, Haggis and not. It is so quiet here, so calm, but at the same time you feel so much history in all of this. It's kind of like almost touching an ancient world. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very special, and I hope that within the series from Scotland I'll be able, guys, to show as much of that as I can. I'll be staying here for nearly a week, and the plans are obviously very weather dependent, but the plans are to definitely go to Highlands and do some wild camping in Scotland, ride a motorcycle, interview a bike builder in Edinburgh. Did I pronounce it correct? And obviously see as much as I can see in such a short time. I just realized how short the week is. It's definitely not enough. I'm staying with Scottish family who were born generation after generation in Scotland and live here all their life, with my friend Tony. And he will tell us, because he was riding here for many years and knows all the best roads, he will tell us all the advice about the Scottish riding, about the roads to choose, about where to go, what to see, and all the things bike related, about the bike meetings. And hopefully I will get to show some of this to you as well. Can't wait to interview him and to chat with him. It's not entirely the interview, it's just a friendly chat with him about the biking in Scotland. And believe me, NC500 is not the only place where you can ride in Scotland. There is so much more. And of course I have to mention, guys, that with me in beautiful blue Scottish flag color Suzuki 8S, a brand new model from Suzuki. I'll be test riding it here as well as enjoying the roads. And I will be sharing a full review probably from Scotland as well, because I have to return the bike straight afterwards. It's getting very dark, and I just spoke with a local biker, and let me tell you something. I said I better rush back before I got very wet, and that's what he said. At the beginning of the video, over here, you could see the island that is called Erin, if I pronounce it okay. And this is the Lady Island. This one. So he said when Aaron disappears, you have half an hour before the rain comes, and when Lady disappears, you have 10 more minutes before the rain comes. So I better go back. I have 30 minutes ride back before I got caught in the rain. arrived yesterday, and when I saw this view and I saw the island Iron, which we can't see unfortunately now because it's raining, but I will definitely show that view later, guys. I was thinking, oh my god, that's like Geneva Lake. That's how beautiful it was. It's like in Switzerland, and it's only 7.5 hours drive away from me, so only 500 something miles. Comparing how far it's Switzerland, it's like nothing. And I've been living in England for nearly 20 years without seeing this. It's a bit stupid of me, isn't it? Can you get to Aran?
You can get to Aran by taking the ferry from Ardrossan, which is
Here somewhere?
yeah, over the kind of pointy tip, what's over to the right. And I think it's actually an hour and 45 minutes on the boat to get over there. And you can get the earliest boat, you can spend a nice day in Aran, and then you can get a boat back about dinner time. And Aran is known as Scotland in miniature.
Is it?
So it's got all the geological formations of Scotland contained in one little mile. It's not a big lap, but it's got some lovely twisty bits, some lowland and some highland, some mountains. When the ferry goes into the harbour, it feels like the land of the giants for a little while, just because of the landscape up each side of you. And then it's beautiful, it really is. It's great for hiking, it's great for mountain biking, it's great for motorbiking, a bit of camping. It's full of beer gardens and nice little restaurants and cafes. It's got a Buddhist monk colony on another island that you can't really see called Holy Isle. And from the far side of it, on a clear day, you can see Ireland.
And cut! Tony Keast in the studio today. In the van studio we have Tony Keast, a Scottish
resident Scottish person introducing the world to Scotland. Original plan was the North Coast 500. Scrap that, because the weather isn't going to play the game for that. But I've always believed that the best part of the North Coast 500 is the western approach to the North Coast 500. So we might be able to do the North Coast 100 or 150. And my plan is, we're in south west Scotland in Ayrshire, Ayr with a Y, Ayrshire. And I've been giving her a look around. There's some lovely twisty roads here, but from where I live, within 30 miles, there's some amazing roads, complete alternatives to having to go all the way to the top points of Scotland. So we're 35 minutes from Glasgow, that's central Scotland. Half an hour north of Glasgow, you're at Loch Lomond, the infamous Loch Lomond. And all the forests and the mountains start there, the highlands start about there. So my plan is to take Di up the west coast, the west bank of Loch Lomond. We're going to go to Glencoe. That's an impactful bit of landscape that amazes anyone that ever comes to Scotland. And the road's like a ribbon, and it twists around, and a river changes sides around you, and you'll see, I'll show you soon. But my favourite road in Scotland is a biker's road called the Duke's Pass. That runs from the east bank of Loch Lomond. So we need to go around Loch Lomond, get to a place called Aberfoyle, and from Aberfoyle it's a twisty little crazy road that goes up. It's not a mountain, it's a big hill. I think it's about 700 metres above sea level, and it's known as infamously being one of the best biking roads in the UK. And it's only half an hour from Glasgow, 45 minutes from Glasgow. And it's maybe not the most pretty scenery, but oh my God, technically this road has everything, Di. It has got switchbacks with completely different radius. There aren't two the same. The camber changes on every single one. Guys from Top Gear, Richard Hammond drove it for the first time last year and said, why do I not know about this place? It puts a car through its paces. It's a wide road. It's got great visibility. So it's actually pretty safe for pushing a vehicle to its limits. But yeah, it ends up at another loch, and it's very pretty. And all the roads around it would freak you bikers out about how good they are. But if you take the road from Aberfeldy to Brig O Turk, Brig O apostrophe Turk, that's the Duke's Pass.
I'll share the map somewhere here, or maybe just covering my face.
Okay.
So we will share the road. Also, I hope that the weather participate in the next few days, and we will be able to do that. We're going in the van because Tony can't ride.
You're going to have a 40-kilogram lapdog sitting right
Yeah, so
here.
we will have a Labrador in the middle. We're taking Labrador, which I can't take on the bike, and that's probably the main reason, because Tony I could take on the bike, but I can't take Tony and tents and cameras and computers and everything else that I need to film, guys, and also to wild camp in Scotland. You can't come to Scotland and miss the wild camping. So we do go wild camping. We're going in the van, which is a little bit cheating, I would say, for a bike trip, but we will have a bike in the van, we will roll it out, and I'll try to ride as much as I can all around on the roads that Tony mentioned. I'm really excited about that.
Oh, my big plan was to really go in depth on suspension setup for Di, because whenever she takes a test bike out, remember, she isn't 60 kilograms, this girl. I really wanted to get that bike set up for her to help her and you guys learn, have a fiddle, have a twiddle, and get it clicked into shape for you. And I've now checked out the bike, and it's got non-adjustable front forks and barely adjustable shock, but we can adjust the shock preload, and we're going to and get it set up for you, soften it up a little bit.
And I'll see what's so different, and that's why I realized that majority of the bikes that I ride too hard for me is my weight. It is set up for a lot heavier riders, and I'm at least 20 kilograms lighter than an average male rider. So it needs to be adjusted for my weight, and I'm looking forward to try that. And obviously very soon I'll be riding Apex, which will be adjusted like precisely to my weight, differently on the road and differently on the track, and that will be incredible. It will be very exciting. And guys, I'm doing a full review of 8S, obviously, after riding it on all those amazing roads and trying, not pushing to the bike's limit, because we have a speed limit. In that island that we just showed you at the beginning of this dialogue, there are only 2 policemen.
Yeah, legend has it there are only ever 2 police officers on duty, and if you know where they are, then you know where they aren't. And that leaves a lot of roads available for exploring. So now that I've been telling her about Scotland in miniature, all being in that island, and we know that there's a time crunch, there is a possibility we're going to get a ferry over, or Di is going to take the ferry over with just the bike and enjoy doing some laps, some hot laps and some cool drone stuff on Arran.
And I will see Ireland. I've never been to Ireland.
You can hear the accents from the beach.
Really?
No.
You can't be in Scotland and don't drink iron brew.
No.
No,
You've
can't.
got to try it.
Yeah.
It's like whiskey for people that don't drink.
And also we have to catch that animal.
We need to take her for a haggis hunt, and then we need to feed her some haggis. So get ready for an ex-vegetarian, pescatarian, funny about meat, odd food choices galore.
Catching a haggis. Maybe Vincent will catch us a haggis.
Catching and killing a haggis.
And
a
eating
wild
one.
haggis. So I can't wait. I'm going to try and gross her out with exactly what it consists of, and we'll get some taste bud reaction, facial expressions from Di, and anything that she doesn't eat, my dog will. But this van's going to stink if my dog eats haggis.
Really? So we gotta do it before the night when he sleeps with you in the tent.
Yeah, thanks.
Also, guys, Tony knows an amazing camping site, wild camping site,
Yeah.
kind of. It's not camping site, it's wild camping place, that's called.
This is English school holidays, and people love to jump in camper vans and caravans and head up this way. So we're kind of playing it by ear to see how busy some of the roads are with the campsites. And I do know some wild camping places, and I do know some awesome campsites that would actually get us deep into some of the forest. And I think that could be real good content. I'll point out some wild camping places. I'll check out the legalities of doing it. I'm pretty sure as long as you're responsible, you can camp anywhere. But yeah, I just know there's some particularly cool little campsites that I've found over the years.
And guys, tomorrow we're going to Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
We're going to Edinburgh to interview a bike builder, an American bike builder who moved to Edinburgh and is Ducati specialist, but also built some Harley Davidsons.
This guy is awesome. Tyler Lunsford. Awesome American. Fell onto my radar through a Ducati bobber that he built for the Bike Shed show, and I've been following him for about 6 years, and this guy is at the top of his game. And it's not all bobbers and choppers. There's a sports bike crossover, classic sports bikes, and then some lovely old American iron. It's just going to be a bike fest with a really clued up specialist talking about them. I know you think that I keep bullshitting you with Scottish facts, and sometimes I do, but people from Dundonald are called Dundonians.
That road from Troon to Dundonald is worth doing 6 times that I did it. It's absolutely amazing, incredible twisty road that you just saw at the beginning of the video. Absolutely beautiful, and it's 2 minutes away.
It's 2 minutes away, it's some lovely twisty bits, it's a road to nowhere.
And there's barely any cars on it, so you will never get stuck behind the cars, because if it is a car, it's one, and you can overtake it. So it's no traffic jam. It's purely a road to enjoy on the motorcycle.
But-
even you don't even have to speed that much because it is twisty enough to have an
Oh.
enjoyment if you can do every single corner in the
You'd be
speed
a brave,
limit.
you'd
you
be a
would
brave man to hold national speed limit around that little track.
I'm gonna try haggis.
Sheep's
Poo.
intestines and organs and awful
Sounds delicious.
heart and liver and lungs, and then it's cooked in a sheep's stomach.
Guys, if you're coming to Scotland, you have to try haggis. It's super delicious. It's very, very nice. Forget all the stories. Don't think what he just said, ignore him completely. He just don't want people to try it, but it's really nice. And I was vegetarian for many years.
It is delicious.
I approve haggis.